often wonder, is it better to love this cancer? And does this hate that I continue to harbor for this life strengthen him or weaken me? Do I actually keep this cancer psychologically alive when he would otherwise leave and physically retreat, just drowning in a sea of disbelief? Faith is mountains literally moving. So this shouldn't be this confusing, but I feel I'm losing more and more of me. Just praying that God would come and rescue me from this nightmare that is actually my gruesome reality. And this very thought makes it so hard for me to try and maintain my fragile sanity. Because sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy daily, torn between hating and forgiving this relentless enemy that has taken so much away from me, but also acknowledging that this despicable thief may have unconsciously gave me and even saved me from a life of utter monotony, changing the mundane, making real feelings reign all over me. Because this cancer has also taught me to not just touch, but to actually feel, to be real and not fake, to give and not just take, to forgive and not relive. Cancer hurt me, but also showed me that God could really heal as well as replace. As I watch God put smiles back on otherwise sad faces while we're doing life in some of the most desolate places. Everything the devil tried to conceal, God revealed, showing me that cancer is a thief and he will steal, because I can remember that day my joy was stolen, eyes red and swollen, as I cried in disbelief when cancer was so rudely introduced to me. Ironically, so sweet and passionately by someone I trusted to help take care of me. And I'm sure it really bothered and hurt my doctor when she had to tell me my worst nightmare. I thought to myself, this was so unfair. How could God dare allow this travesty to actually happen to me? Basically allowing the devil's deceit to be living inside of me. I was terrified because I knew cancer was a serial killer, as well as a conniving thief. And in my overwhelming grief, I first denied him, tried to bribe him, doubted and resented, then constantly repented. But as reality set in, I reluctantly began to let God back in. And I know it's like a sin, but I was so furious with God. I felt that I had been robbed because I had no idea what I was going to do as the bills grew, the surgeries, the uncertainties, the radiation, the medication, the chemo, and that infamous, I don't know what treatments to take or how much more that I could actually take before I would break. But now I can honestly say, since this intimate journey is well underway, I'm no longer scared of you because God has the last say. And cancer, you can only do what my God allows you to. And my God is loving and fair, and he promised me that he would always be there and never give me more than I'm able to bear. It's kind of funny, or more like strange or even deranged, that even though cancer tried to take my femininity, he actually gave me an undeniable female sense of security. Because as much as I love my lovely hair and beautiful breasts, God showed me that my womanhood actually resides deep down in my chest. My heart represents the best of me. So as much as I may love the rest of me, my God keeps reminding me that I'm not defined by any part of my anatomy. Cancer, you may have made me physically weak, but through that, I ultimately became mentally strong, able to hold on and move on, realizing I'm ultimately a product of my thoughts and not my momentary physical disabilities. Cancer, you are just my momentary liability because you won't last. You will be that catalyst in my past that I conveniently put behind me, only there to remind me of the times you broke me down only to build me up, forcing me to reinforce my determination, my dedication, and ultimately my wavering foundation. Remembering that God not only put me back together, but through those trials, he actually brought my family and me closer together. And we are now stronger than ever. Cancer, you made me doubt as you strengthened my faith, making me meditate and pray constantly each and every day. Cancer, you came to steal my will, but instead you gave me purpose. And now I'm going to move with a renewed assurance and an unwavering conviction to never accept your condemning sentence, but rather become a witness, giving my testimony about my one and only, my Lord and Savior, as I live in a way to always stay in his awesome favor. Cancer, you came to take my life, but instead, you made me a better wife, mother, and sister, a lover like no other, committed to a father. Cancer, you reminded me to live my life to the fullest and more abundantly, so others can see all the beautiful things that God has done in me. It's like a dream because I can now see things I've never seen. The dew on leaves, the soft breeze on my skin, right before the sun rises and another beautiful day begins. The grass under my feet and the lovely trees. I can even feel their sadness as the fall comes and the leaves fall, just slowly leaving, knowing that we all have to eventually leave. Cancer, you put me on notice, so now I notice much more as I put others on notice, reminding them that life is not promised, but God's promises are. So as far as I'm concerned, I've lived more and learned even more since meeting you, Cancer. I am now redefined and refined with a renewed state of mind, a spiritual mind of God. He is my Lord and Savior, my first choice, and I can vividly hear his strong and beautiful voice. And he told me to tell you that I definitely have you, Cancer, but you don't have me. And now through my belief, I can defeat you and live the rest of my life cancer-free.